An actress, but the title that's really music to her ears is Mom. Now Julie Andrews Edwards is teaming up with one of her children for a very special project just in time for Mother's Day. At 71 years young, the ageless Julie Andrews Edwards has never been busier. In January, she won a Screen Actors Guild Lifetime Achievement Award. Next month, she'll be in Shrek the Third. She has been known over the years for her roles as Mary Poppins, Maria in The Sound of Music, and most recently as the Queen of Genovia in The Princess Diaries.
You have to show the people you care.
Her greatest accomplishment, though, may not be seen on the silver screen or in the theater, but rather in her role as mother. In her latest collaboration with her daughter Emma Walton Hamilton, they look at the bond between a mother and her child. Julie and Emma have learned from each other through their shared experiences in acting,
Oh, honey bun, I'm so glad you could make it.
being parents, and writing 16 books together. Now they thank each other for the wisdom that they have gained from learning from each other through the years. Julie Andrews Edwards and Emma Walton Hamilton's book is Thanks to You, Wisdom from Mother and Child. Good morning. A lot of awe.
Oh,
looking at
you were
this.
so kind to do such a lovely piece.
Well, you're very special people, and this is a
Thank
lovely
you.
book. And I know when you two started this project, you didn't really know what direction you were headed, and you were surprised by where you went.
Yes, our publishers, HarperCollins, asked if we had something, could we do something for Mother's Day? And we brainstormed, and Emma came up with the idea of, you know, children know what they get from their parents, but then we suddenly realized that parents learn a lot from their kids also.
We both decided that it would be wonderful to find a way to explain the complementary lessons that we feel we've both learned from each other, that I know I've learned from my kids, that Mom felt that she'd learned from her own mother.
And I'm now a grandma, and it kind of goes every which way.
And we can learn from each other because children and parents see the world differently.
They sure do. Yes, they do.
And I mean, in very complimentary ways. One of the things we say in the book is that, you know, we may invite our children to look up, but our children invite us to see the wonder in the details, and it's full of thoughts like that in the ways that we correspond to each other's learning.
Julie, you mentioned you're a mom, you're also a grandmother. What have you learned from your children and your grandchildren that surprised you?
Oh gosh, it's hard because I've learned so much. I mean, funnily enough, I've learned so much about myself in the being a parent and a grandparent. And I think being a parent, somehow you fill in all the gaps that you weren't sure about when you were a child. And by raising your own children, and then by seeing your daughter raise her children and the miracle that it is, you kind of fill in all those jigsaw puzzle pieces that didn't quite make that much sense when you were a kid, and all of a sudden it all comes together and you go, aha, now I see why that happened, you know.
And then you also talk about the special bond between parents and children and how instructive that is.
I do.
What do you mean by that?
Well, Mom's always right, basically. No, I think that it's, you know, like Mom, I've learned as much from my kids as anything in my life. But having children of my own has strengthened Mom's and my bond together, which has been so wonderful. And
this has been a joy to do, hasn't it?
it
Molly?
really has.
So you haven't gotten sick of each other yet because you've done a lot of books together.
We have.
You know?
And funnily enough, we finished this one, and this was a complete coincidence, on Mother's Day. We, you know, put the pen down together on Mother's Day and realized what we had done and
A
what
year
the
ago,
timing.
right?
A year ago, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
It was a
nice
wonderful
gift.
really a lovely gift to each other.
And I mentioned to you that I was reading it with my daughter last night, who's 14,
I
and it
know.
evoked such conversation between us, which I assume would probably be part of what you want this book to do.
Exactly what we hope it will do. Also, I think it's even a book that if a daughter is looking for something from mommy, even a dad could say, well, why not this? Or the mother can give it to the daughter. It kind of works every which
Even
way.
adult children and parents hopefully can enjoy this. We hope it's for family members of all ages.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite thing you've learned from each other?
I think my favorite thing is how much we have in common in terms of our ferocious optimism. We're both so relentlessly positive. We are.
You're so Mary Poppins, you are.
Well, unfortunately, I suppose.
I think
that's the way it is.
in the writing of the books too, we've learned to really trust and respect each other. If one of us is a little bit more passionate about something, the other one will always say, well, there's got to be a reason for that. Let me listen. Let me stand. Let me not be defensive. Let me open up and
We didn't actually know that we would write together easily because we're both fairly bossy types.
Yes.
And the happy surprise was that we have seemingly complementary strengths, and so that's generated a good deal of trust. And after 16 books now, I think...
I would think so.
And
Yeah.
it affords us the time to be together in a wonderful kind of playground that's very serious, but that's also nothing to do with the family problems or having to get to
Global
the
issues
yes,
or-
and we just can have time together. And in our very busy lives, that's a gift also. Mary.
And ultimately to express gratitude to each other, which is what this book is about.
Oh,
It is
God,
indeed. Julie,
yes.
Emma, thank you so much.
Thanks for
Wonderful book.
having us,
Thanks to
Meredith.
you, Wisdom from Mother and Child. Nice
Thanks,
Mother's Day
Meredith.
gift. We're back after your local news.